2 different doctors now that I follow that have put out 4 different ingredients that are similar to the ones that are in Mounjaro, but they're all natural, and that's what we're going to talk about. Because for those of people that have been on this drug that are looking to get off, but maybe they don't know how to or what the side effects or how that they're going to keep up with it, that's where I come in. That's where I'm trying to help. My doctor said I would always be on this drug. Well, I'm not trying to go against your doctor, but you have the option to not, and that is your choice. But I'm going to talk to you about that's what this podcast is to give you information, and then you can choose what you want to do with your own life. But this is all about living your best life from the inside out and how to do that naturally and holistically with and actually being effective. So, and there are many case studies for hundreds of years with the ingredients that I'm about to talk about for causing these exact these exact things in your body that these drugs are doing in your body in the positive realm, like keeping your appetite in check and keeping the insulin levels down and all of that stuff. So we're going to dive into that. So don't be afraid that you can't get off of it and there's not other options, because there is. Okay, so which one would you do? Ozempic-Wagovy and Mounjaro are all administered on a weekly basis through subcutaneous injection. Yes, we already know this. 2.5 milligrams compared to 0.5 milligrams for the other two. So they did up it. It was 0.25. So they went up to 0.5 for the Wegovy and Ozempic. They also work very similar to in the body to make patients feel as if they're fuller, longer, making it much easier to maintain calories. Okay, so this particular drug really is to help you. How do I say it? It's making you feel full, so you don't eat. It's really the same basics of intermittent fasting. So, what I'm going to talk to you about and show you is the intermittent fasting and the fasting benefits. No drugs. Fasting and intermittent fasting in your body doing the same thing for you that you are already doing right now, but without all those harmful side effects. So that's ultimately where you want to be. You want to get your body working back for you. And since you've already been doing this and you're shrinking your appetite, your stomach's going to be shrunken. You're not going to be as like you're not going to be able to eat as much because your stomach, you're going to get full faster anyway because you've already done all that work, right? If you guys have already been on this, just like Caleb, you've already been on these things, just like some of my clients, you've already been on these. This is how to wean yourself and getting your body back to not continuing to put this stuff in your body and still getting the results that you want. Now, if you're taking the drug just for diabetes, that is a different story. You don't need to be taking such a high dose for your diabetic intake. With my knowledge with diabetics, is that if you are losing the weight like that, then it's probably too much of a dose. But if you want to continue to where you are, you just have to I always say, do a check-in, do a reevaluation with your doctor and saying, I'm trying this. I'm trying intermittent fasting and I'm trying more of a fasted state rather than continuing to go along with this. So how can we adjust? How can we adjust our levels here? And then just see what they have to say. They should be able, I've worked with many patients, many clients that have been on so many drugs, very high doses with diabetic and non-diabetic, and we've gotten those adjusted. But you do have to put some time in, like getting them to get out and walk a little bit more, you have to get your body motivated and moving to be able to get that oxygen and that circulation and that blood moving through your body to get all of those impurities and those toxins out. You have to be able to get it out by moving and also strengthening those muscles up, because your muscle is going to keep you thin, not thin like it's going to make you lose all your weight, but it is going to keep you tighter and toner because your muscle burns more fat. Fat does not burn fat, but muscle does burn fat. So the more you're working out that muscle, you're burning fat around that muscle, and you're tightening and you're toning, and you're also strengthening your bones, your spine. You're getting more upright rather than starting to be more slouched over. It's so beneficial with the strength training. You are going to find way more benefits in that than not. So strength training is a huge plus. I definitely would do that. I would love to get, yes, I'm going to stick with me, Caleb. I'm going there. I'm getting there. Let's see. The medication has deemed the best fit will vary from patient to patient, blah, blah, most effective, sustainable. Okay. So I think we pretty much covered. Okay. So this is where we're going with you. Long term. Does it keep the weight off long term? Let's just see what this has to say, and then we're going to move on. When used for weight loss management, semaglutide, Mounjaro, Wegovy, and Ozempic are considered to be long-term treatments, often taking at least 1 year before the final goal weight has been achieved. One of the downsides to taking medication to help with weight loss is that unless patients are able to properly maintain a very healthy diet and exercise regimen, it is common for them to gain back a little bit of weight after stopping the medication. For this reason, many patients will continue to take the medication for a bit longer, even after they have reached their goal weight. So this is still already, I feel like this is misguiding you, saying only a bit longer. But I know many, not just you, Caleb, but I know many people that they have told me that their doctors have told them that they need to be on it for life. And that is absolutely absurd. But if you are, okay, for instance, with your insulin, when your insulin levels get out of control and you have insulin resistance because you have put too much, like you've been eating too much processed foods or boxed foods or things that have, all of these pesticides and all these chemicals and all of that stuff, you got all that damage going on in your body. But once you start to eat better, meaning eating more whole foods like fruit and vegetables and fish and chicken or eggs and legumes like beans and lentils and stuff like that. If you start eating like that and you're cutting out the snacking, like Debbie treats or peanut butter crackers or Cheez-Its or whatever the case, whatever people snack on, right? Unless you're snacking on fresh fruit and vegetables, then that's different. One of mine when I crave salty treats is pork rinds, but then I have to be careful because there's high in sodium, and the pork can also, because of the sodium, get your cholesterol and your blood sugar or your blood pressure up. So you have to really pick and choose. In that case, it's just better to just go on a walk or do something else that doesn't involve eating, because a lot of times people eat because they're bored. It's not because you're hungry. It's just because you get that instant gratification when you put yummy food in your mouth, and that will last for all of 15 minutes when you get that dopamine release. But then what happens after that 15 minutes? Then you're like, oh, why did I eat that? You don't feel great. You're just like, oh, maybe it even surges your insulin all the way up, and you're feeling tired and like drained, and then you feel foggy. A lot of people walk around like that day by day. They're foggy, their brain's not working the right way, they're tired, they have no energy, and they're just exhausted with life. It's exhausting. The last thing they can think of is working out, going to the gym, or doing a workout at home, or any of that fact or any of those factors. And really, it's all caused by the food we put in. When any of the patients or clients come to me and they're like, I need to get well, I'm tired of feeling this way, I'm a new parent or I'm a grandparent and I'm just done. I've trained people up to late 80s and gotten them in the best shape of their life. And it all starts with 80% of what goes in your mouth. The rest of it is easy breezy. Like, okay, all I want you to do is, a lot of them, I make them get a wearable. You can get one for $15 that tracks your steps. All I want to do is start out with 5,000 steps. Sounds like a big number, but once you see how much you actually move around in a day, then you're like, oh, I could do that. Then the next week we up it. Let's do 6,000 steps until we're getting you to a safe zone. And then we're going to incorporate some band exercises or some resistant training, which you can do it on the wall, you can do it on your couch, you can do it on a chair. So many options depending on what level you're at with your physicality. Then we talk about, let's shrink that window. Do you need to eat right when you get up, or can you have a cup of coffee or a tea or a little, my main go-to is the apple cider vinegar cocktail, which is water, lemon, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and drink that. It sets your gut up for the day. It really hydrates you, gets your organs working properly. It is so good for you, and it curbs your appetite. That is a huge benefit to the apple cider vinegar. And a lot of my patients that have gone on my program, they use that on a constant basis because it resets pH balance in your skin and your body and like I said, in your gut, and it keeps you from going for that snack or going for that sweet. And it is also something that can help bring those insulin levels back down. So let's just say you're broke. We're human. We make mistakes. You ate a piece of chocolate cake or a donut or something like that. You better be close to or have a canister or a thermos with some mixed up apple cider vinegar cocktail, because as soon as you do that and you drink that apple cider vinegar, you can't drink it straight. It will burn your esophagus. You have to have it mixed. You drink that apple cider vinegar down, and now it's pulling that insulin back down, way back down. It's rebalancing your pH, so your insulin's not skyrocketing and then, causing havoc in there. So that apple cider vinegar is a huge bonus for that, and also curbing that appetite. So if you can curb that appetite and get started with your first meal a little bit later, only having something small, like I suggest, like eggs and sausage or bacon, if you're able to have that. I like to do, or even just eggs and a side fruit, maybe like an apple or half of a grapefruit or some fresh berries, and Greek yogurt, like half a cup of Greek yogurt, and then go on about your day. Maybe you have like a small lunch and then your dinner, trying to cut out the snacking, trying to get you on a more consciously aware version of what your meals look like. You don't have to lose all the flavor of your meals. There's so many creative meals out there. All you got to do is type in keto or healthy style meals and you still get all the flavor. There's so many people that post stuff up. I'm constantly posting stuff up. Like today, I did a cabbage taco. So it's just like cutting thick slices of cabbage. You can use green cabbage or red cabbage. It's really good fiber, really good source of vitamins. And searing those with olive oil. So now you have your olive oil, which is really good fatty acids for you. And then I'm putting like sea salt and pepper and some garlic. And I put turmeric because turmeric is great for inflammation. Got your turmeric in there. Garlic is also good for that. And I put some cumin on there to give it that, taco seasoning style, a little chili kind of taste. And then I drop the shredded cheese with the sour cream and the salsa on top. And now you have yourself a little taco. And I put cantonelli beans that are high in fiber, high in protein, and they have so many great essentials in there, like iron that your body needs. And put those on top. It's delicious and it's healthy, and there's no carbs and there's no sugar and there's no serious spikes because there's barely any salt. And it's very tasty. So there are so many ways that you can start to manipulate the foods that you eat to where your body is going to keep working for you. You feel satisfied, you feel full, you aren't spiking your insulin, you're not putting yourself into dire straits, and you're getting the benefits that you need and keep on going. You just and it keeps you going and it keeps you out of the zone. You're saving money because you're not eating all the time. You're not snacking all the time. So you're saving money, you're saving heartache. And guess what happens when you start doing that intermittent fasting? Now you're like, oh my gosh, my brain's sharper. Whoa, why do I have all this energy? I got so much energy. Why am I like on top of things? Your body starts to respond in a way that is saying, thank you. Thank you for giving me this good, nutritious food. Thank you for not constantly feeding me so I have time to divvy up and deliver, like the Amazon packages. It has time to deliver all the packages before you throw more packages at it. And then once it's done with its work of delivering all that food and those nutrients and breaking it all down in your stomach and where it needs to go, once it's done with its work, then they're like, wait a second, I'm done. Oh, guess what? Now I can go work on your body ailments. Now I can go fix that shoulder pain that you've had. Now I can go fix that inflammation or the swelling in your fingers or your feet or the gout you might have or the aggravation and the inflammation around your knees or your joints or your hips. Now I get to go do what you actually need because I'm done with the food. The food comes first. As soon as you shoot it down, your body has to, every worker in your body has to stop what they're doing and go deliver that food, break it down, process it, and deliver it where it needs to go. That's what happens inside of your body. Every time you put that food in there, that's what it's doing. So instead of having to do that all the time, give it a break. Because when you give it that break, that's when you're like, oh my gosh, that carpal tunnel I was having, that the feeling in my fingers and the swelling and the aching, it's gone away. That's so wild. I haven't had that in a long time. Whoa, what about that pain in my neck? Oh my gosh, that pain is starting. What about the lower back that's always so tight and my hips are off? All of that stuff starts to subside because your body is now able to go heal that inflammation because you're giving it time to do it. That is the beauty of how your body works. As long as you give it the time, it's us that's causing the damage and the problems and the issues in there because we're constantly throwing too much food at it. It can't do what it really needs to do. And what it wants to do is go work on all those things that are plaguing you inside, but you're not giving it the time. So as soon as you do, the proof is in the pudding. I have never worked with anybody that has ever complained that their life, their livelihood, their body, their mental is worse off. Never. Over almost 20 years now. Never. So the proof is in the pudding. And all I ever start with is say, give me 5 days. Give me 5 days to work with you on your nutrition, what you're going to do for the day, what you're going to do for the week. Work it out for 5 days. And by the fifth day, I'd say, let me back it up. I'd say 98%. There have been a very few that are like, okay, I'm done at the 5 days. But 98% of my clients have been like, all right, let me finish this week out because the results are incredible. The benefits are amazing. I'm starting to feel a certain way in my mind and my body. I'm feeling like, euphoric, like I'm ready to start a new business. I'm ready to take on this. I'm ready to do. You feel like that. And a lot of people haven't felt like that in a really long time, really long time. And what I'm offering is my service and nothing else. You don't have to buy a thing unless you're trying to get to the gym, have a gym membership. But I offer so many options that don't involve adding any extra financial recourse to what we're going to do. So it's all about just getting your body in check, getting people off those high blood pressure pills and this pill and that pill and all the things that they're taking from their doctors and saying, let's wean off of those things and get your body working the way it needs to be. Because a lot of times they're going back in. I make sure they go in for a self-check with their doctor and saying, hey, I've been doing this. I've been walking 3 times a week now. I've been strength training 2 times a week now. And I'm intermittent fasting and I'm feeling great. And I'm feeling like I don't need this high dose, and let them bring you back down. Go in for the doctor and make them check themselves. Say, I'm doing all of these things. Now I want to get down off of this. Like I'm trying to get off that. So let me see what you said. How much is my membership? Oh, my membership is on Facebook. I have a membership. It's just $9.99 a month. But if you want to work with me specifically, you go to my website, karachristiansen.com, and you can see all the services that I provide there. So that's Kara Christensen is Christ, like Christ, ENSEN.com. Or you can head over to Facebook, and I have my monthly membership on there. But so it's up to you how in depth you want to go. Let's see, what else did you say? Sausage, bacon. I eat bacon a couple times per year, but never sausage. I do eat sausage. I don't eat it all the time. It's what I do with a sausage is if I'm garnishing something, because I really do like the saltiness of it, I'll take a sausage link and I'm putting it with my 2 over easy eggs, and I'll cut that one sausage link up, like chop it up, and then kind of like sprinkle it over just to give it that extra burst of flavor. But that's it. It's just I mean, your body is going to be so quick to run through that. Now, if you're eating like 4, 6 sausage links every single day, then that's, that's not going to be great for you. But even if you're doing a sausage link every other day, totally fine. Totally, it's not gonna upset the apple cart for sure. So, um, let's see. Thank you, Bo. I appreciate that. And Linda, thank you so much. I do appreciate the donation. Thank you so, so much. You guys, if you haven't already liked and subscribed on the channel, if you like this content, please do so for whatever platform you're watching it. I'm coming to you, giving you all the best information that I can, getting a deep dive in, because there's a lot of people out there putting a lot of stuff out there that is not tried and true. And I promise you, because I also do this for a living with actual clients and patients, that I would never steer you wrong. I would never put information out there that I wouldn't suggest to myself or do myself or to my clients and patients. I just would not. That's just not how I roll. But let's see. Going on, when used for weight loss, let me see if we already achieved this topic. One of the downsides to take the medication to help with weight loss is that unless patients are able to properly maintain a very healthy diet and exercise regimen, common for them to gain back a little bit. That's where I got kind of like dug into an off topic there, but a little bit of weight after stopping the medication. For this reason, many patients will continue to take the medication for a bit longer, even after they have reached their goal weight. And I don't understand. I don't think, if you've reached your goal weight, I don't see any reason or benefit to continue to take this. And will definitely benefit from meeting with a nutritionist, which is what I am, and a personal trainer, which is what I also am, throughout their weight loss treatment, and for however long they need the support afterwards to help them sustain the results long term. So I do like that this website does suggest getting with a nutritionist and a personal trainer to stay on board 100%. I feel like that is 100%, because now you want to get off, you need a little guidance. What do I do? Where do I turn? How do I get there? How do I stay on these in the same wavelength, in the same pattern that I've already been working so hard to get to, and all of this money spent and time to get there. So definitely benefit for me. Blah, 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 blah. Helps to keep weight off long term. Okay, let me go here. We're thrilled to welcome a new patient for any of our contact services, blah, blah. Okay, so we already covered all of that. I do like, because it's not always often that these sites that are talking about getting on the drug, how to get off of it, and also what bringing in the nutritionist and the personal trainer. So I'm telling you right now, it is 100% doable to do it, to get off of those drugs. It just is. So it's just willpower. But you've already done the hardest part, and that's shrinking your stomach, shrinking your appetite. So once you get off, I don't know how it might make your hunger come back. I don't know what because I have still, well, only one person who is forced, and that's because she's sick all the time. And like I said, there are 2 people that are getting their gallbladder removed because of this. One of them has mentioned the site thing, and the other one had lumps on the thyroid. Of course, when you're in that, they're so stressed that stress is what is playing a big role in their weight gain, because when you stress out, you are releasing that cortisol, and the cortisol is, I don't know what happened there. So when you are stressed out, like in any realm, you're releasing that cortisol. That's why people say another big way to lose weight is to do yoga or practice meditation, or taking like a mental break throughout the day and saying, I'm going to do some deep breathing. I'm going to do some belly work, or maybe do some stretching, especially if you're at a job and you're sitting all day in your chair and you want to go and take a walk. If you're able to, get outside and walk around the building, or even if you have stairs and you're capable, walk up the stairs and do a little stretch while you're up there and then coming back down the stairs. Or even maybe you can only walk up one flight of stairs. Do your stretch there and then come back down. So many valid options to do to get the stress in check. So if you find yourself stressing out, let's say you're in your car and you can't be doing too many workouts. I do a funny little car routine if you're starting to get stressed out. So when you're getting stressed out, you can do the breathing, right? Where you're closing your eyes and you're like, I'm just going to breathe in. You take deep breaths in through that nose, out your mouth. You need to take at least 5 deep breaths. Okay. You're taking at least 5 deep breaths. And then in the process, if you want to, you clamp your hands in front and you're squeezing your hands together like this. Squeeze, to where you're tensing up all these muscles. You're squeezing, like you're pushing toward each other. You're squeezing for the time that you're taking that deep breath in. And when you're doing that exhale, you're releasing all of that. So what that does is when you're squeezing and engaging those muscles like that, it's getting all of that blood rush there, and that you're moving the oxygen and the blood cycle through your body, and then you're releasing it. So it's almost like a little surge of a little serotonin rush. Right. And it's so good for your body to do that. So a lot of people that I've worked with that have had, anxiety and problems with, depression and that sort of thing. These are some of the techniques that we would do for getting rid of anxiety in the moment, like an anxiety attack, or if you're having like a stress moment, because the worst thing you can do, if you're able to get up and move though, I say get up and move. You're starting to feel stressed or overwhelmed, just get up and take a walk around the house, the building, the office, whatever you're at. Take a walk. If you can, take a walk outside. There's nothing greater than the outside elements, the air, the sun. You just breathe it all in, take it all in, and that will help just breathe it in. Just being outside for even just like a minute, one whole minute, going out and then coming back in. Because if you can get that cortisol in check, you can get that stress in check, then you get that cortisol in check, and your body won't release that cortisol. Because what happens next? If you allow yourself to stay in that stressed out zone, let's say whatever you're dealing with, frustrating, even if you're on a phone call and you just get out, someone's frustrating you, breathe. Okay, you got to breathe it in, because once that cortisol happens, that's when you're going to have that fat storage, because that's just what it does. That's what happens in your body. And once you store that fat into the stored tank, it is very difficult to get rid of that. So try your best to get out of that zone. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? These are the 4 elements the 4 ingredients that are found that do the same type of thing as Mounjaro, but they're all natural ingredients. Okay. So the first one we're going to talk about, I'm going to share it, is chitosan. Hold on. Let me share this with you guys. Where is it? Right there. Okay. Coming back over. There we go. This is how you say that word. Chitosan. Somebody said chitosan, but it sounded like I was saying something else. So I'm going with chitosan. So, overview. Chitosan is a sugar that comes from the outer skeleton of shellfish, including crab, lobster, and shrimp. It's used as medicine and in drug manufacturing. Chitosan is a fibrous substance that might reduce how much fat and cholesterol the body absorbs from foods. It also helps blood clot when applied to wounds. Interesting, right? So people use chitosan for high blood pressure. So you would take this if you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity, wound healing, like you have nodules, or you get blood clots, or you have high risk of those things, gout. You have high risk of those things, and this is something that you would take naturally, holistically. There's no good scientific evidence to support these uses. However, there is enough people that have taken it in studies to show that it does absolutely work with lowering high blood pressure and aiding in your weight loss journey. So, high blood pressure, replacing table salt with a table salt product that contains small amounts of chitosan or symbiosyl might help lower blood pressure in people with high blood pressure. Obesity, taking chitosan by mouth while on a calorie restricted diet can improve weight loss in people who are overweight or obese, but only by a very small amount. Recovering after surgery, applying chitosan gel might prevent scar tissue from forming the sinuses after surgery, that's huge. I didn't know that about this. There's interest in using chitosan for a number of purposes, but there isn't enough reliable information to say whether or not it might be helpful, other than just hearing people's stories about it or the tests that these holistic doctors, and I say holistic as in they were once doctors and in the corporate doctor world that were tired of having to meet a quota of pushing hardcore medications to patients that they didn't believe in just for the fact of getting the kickbacks or meeting a quota with their work. So they've left the corporate world of medicine and started their own private practices in a more holistic way if they can. Of course, they still prescribe medications if they need to, but they try the holistic approach first if they can. So, when taken by mouth, chitosan is possibly safe when used for up to 3 months. It might cause stomach upset, constipation, or gas once you first start. When it's applied to the skin, it's possibly safe to use short term. Taken by mouth, it's safe up to 3 months. Okay, we just read that. Pregnancy or breastfeeding, there's not enough reliable information to know if it's safe or not safe. Let's see. It says shellfish allergy. So if you are allergic to shellfish, and you might want to take this because that's the main thing that it's from. Be cautious the combination. Let's see. Warfarin or Coumadin interacts with chitosan. It's a blood thinner, and there is some concern that taking chitosan might increase the blood thinning effect of warfarin, which is a prescription drug. This could increase the risk of bruising or bleeding. So if you're on that drug, warfarin, then taking chitosan might not be for you unless you can talk to your doctor about a more holistic way of getting off of warfarin, because this chitosan is going to be natural for your body. So a cyclovore interacts with chitosan. Taking chitosan with a cyclovore might reduce the amount of cyclovore the body absorbs. This might reduce the effects of a cyclovore. So a cyclovore is something that people take if they're having an infection or a breakout in their body. Like, let's say someone's having a cold sore reaction and they want to get rid of that quicker, or they're having some type of infection going on in their body, then they would take a cyclovore. So it kind of kills that bacteria and that infection in the body. And let's see, dosing. Chitosan has most often been used by adults dosing in 1 to 1.35 grams by mouth daily for up to 12 weeks. It can also be used as mouthwash, gels, chewing gum, eye drops, and wound dressings. Speak with your healthcare provider to find out what type of product and dose might be best for your specific condition. Okay, so how I was told about this concoction, remember, these are the 4 ingredients that are going into your at-home DIY Mounjaro. Does it work or does it not? I don't know. People have seemed to say they've had high success with it, but I'm talking about it with you right now, and you guys can decide whether or not you want to try it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to make my own concoction like I've been sent from another doctor, and I'm going to see. I like to try things myself before I suggest them. I don't ever suggest those shots. That's why I've never tried them before. So this one is a holistic approach. So the chitosan is a 1 gram. Okay. Moving on. The next one we're going to talk about is, let me share my screen. Where is it? Right there. Okay, and now we are going into Oolong. I know some of you have heard of this before. So this is the health benefits of Oolong tea. So the drink, this is a drink. Like you're not shooting this in with a needle into your body. It's not going subcutaneous. This is just going right into your mouth. Kind of like how I am with the apple cider vinegar cocktail, you guys know. So this is going into a cocktail you're making for the same benefits as Mounjaro. That's what we're talking about right now. So thank you for asking, John. I appreciate that. Okay, where was I? Oolong tea. Okay, the health benefits of oolong tea. So I'm sure some of you have heard about this before. Oolong tea. Whoops, I keep going too far. Okay, oolong tea is a traditional Chinese tea. So this kind of all got started, right? I was talking with another doctor and I was talking about, is this something we were talking about nationalities, right? And they were in the it was a panel of people speaking, and one of them was Asian and said, you know, why do you think us Asians can eat like sushi with rice all the time and we still stay slim? And they're saying that we drink tea and these are the benefits. Like if you go to Japan where, sushi was born, you don't see a whole lot of overweight people. However, they do walk more. There's definitely a lot more people that walk rather than being in a vehicle or riding a bike. And I do think that is widely beneficial, but also they are eating carbs, a lot of carbs. They eat a lot of rice, but they're also eating a lot of shellfish and fish in general. So now you got your fatty acids. You got what I just told you about. The chitosan is in there because you're getting those benefits from the fish that they're eating, and they're getting those fatty acids in there. And the tea is huge. That drinking the tea. And there's so many great benefits of green tea. And now we're talking about the Chinese tea, the oolong tea. So the oolong tea is a traditional Chinese tea. It's made from the same plant used in black and green teas, but the leaves are processed differently. That's what makes this one different. This tea making process is called oxidation. Okay, so come on, follow with me. Exposing the tea leaves to air causes them to ferment, and the length of time a tea maker allows the leaves to oxidize impacts the tea's color, flavor, and to an extent, its nutritional content. It's kind of like how it says, I don't know if some of you may not even know this, but when I got a tea or a water heater, it's like a little boiler, a kettle. Thank you, brain, for coming back. The kettle, and it will say, do you want to heat this water for oolong tea? Do you want to heat this water, the temperature for green tea? Do you want to heat it for French press? Or do you want it to boil? So it has all of the different heating elements, how hot it should be for these different types of teas. And there's a reason behind it, because you don't want to, like what they say, don't overcook your vegetables because you're cooking out all the nutrition. You're burning it out. So same type of thing with the tea. It's a whole process. So this tea making process is called oxidation, and you only want to make the tea leaves a certain amount with a certain amount of heat, so you don't take all the benefits out. So green tea is unoxidized, which helps it retain some plant-based antioxidants like catechins, which would be lost or converted during oxidation. Black tea is fully oxidized, giving it a deeper, richer flavor. This fermentation process also forms nutrients called theaflavins, powerful antioxidants unique to oxidized teas. Let me go here and bring that up. Oolong teas fall somewhere in between green and black tea. Products sold range from low to high levels of oxidation, and the color of the tea gets darker based on how long the leaves were left to ferment. Greener oolong teas tend to have a rich, earthy taste, while darker varieties offer a more roasted flavor. So it's kind of like with your coffee. Do you prefer a darker roast or a lighter roast? Even though the lighter roast has more caffeine in it, and it has more caffeine in it because you haven't burnt the bean up so much. So that's why when you get to a darker roast, because it's been sitting and roasting for a little bit longer, giving it that more robust taste, it's got less caffeine in it. So same concept as these tea leaves. Oolong teas fall similar to blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Greener oolong teas tend to have rich, earthy taste, while darker varieties offer a more roasted flavor. Health benefits. As a semi-oxidized tea, oolong tea contains a range of antioxidants, including many found in both green and black teas. Antioxidants are nutrients that protect our cells from damage caused by aging and lifestyle and the environment. Antioxidants are what your body needs to fight off all of these things that are constantly under attack on your body. Antioxidants are nutritional caused by aging. Sorry, I have to keep going back and forth. Our lifestyle and environment. Over time, this damage contributes to chronic diseases. All teas contain high levels of antioxidants that offer a range of health benefits. However, research shows that the nutrients in oolong tea have stronger antioxidants and anti-mutagenic effects than green or black varieties. So it's saying it's a little bit more potent in the antioxidants than your green and black teas. Oolong's tea's powerful antioxidants and other nutrients may offer health benefits like, let me get back over to you. Research shows that polyphenols in oolong tea lower blood sugar levels. So now we're talking about just from drinking this, absorbing this in your body, you're lowering your blood sugar levels. Also reduces insulin resistance. So you guys know that if you've been on this channel, you know what I'm always talking about with insulin resistance is when you have had too much insulin spike for too long of a period, your body gets very resistant to it. So meaning if you're constantly eating foods in high carbs and high sugars, you're going to be more insulin resistant, meaning your body is going to take a little bit longer to start releasing that fat and bring your insulin down than somebody who maybe only eats sweets and high carb meals, every other day or every once in a while. So if you're someone who's eating it constantly throughout the day, high sugars, high carbs, then you're going to be much more insulin resistant. So this oolong tea is going to help reduce your insulin resistance, a condition where the body doesn't properly use sugars in the blood. So it's not using that sugar as fuel to burn off, it's storing it is what's happening. And then you're getting that fat storage and you're filling that puppy up. High blood sugar and insulin resistance are both risk factors for diabetes and other health conditions like obesity, because now you're just storing up all this stuff. Oolong tea's polyphenols activate an enzyme that breaks down the triglycerides, a type of fat in your body. So what this is saying is when you drink this tea, now it's going to activate the triglycerides, and this is the fat that's stored in your body. So once you digest this, it's going in and immediately going, okay, where's the fat at? Let's go. Let's get at it. And then in the meantime, it's bringing down your blood sugar because now it's starting to get to that stored fat and burn it up for you. How beautiful is that? Oolong tea. Come on, bring it on. Breaks down the triglycerides, type of body fat. These triglycerides contribute to the thickening of the artery walls, also increasing the risk of stroke, heart attack, and other heart diseases as well. So, research also shows oolong tea can also lower your cholesterol. Who doesn't have high cholesterol that's been eating like that? I mean, I eat pretty healthy, and because of the pork rinds that I was constantly diving into, even though it's great and other nutritional benefits, it's so high in sodium that it took my cholesterol and went through the roof. But if you're taking this, like I say, with the apple cider vinegar, if you're eating a sweet treat or something that spikes your insulin real fast, you take that apple cider vinegar and it rebalances. That's not a catch-all. It's not a Band-Aid or a crutch. You should definitely try and get that sweet tooth in check. And what I say to my clients is, why don't you, if you start to feel craving, drink the apple cider vinegar cocktail first, and that will curb your hunger and your craving, because it curbs cravings. It gets your pH balance back in check, which curbs the craving. So if you have that first, then you won't go down that road. So unless you're just so mentally like stubborn and you're like, no, I'm having that anyway, it's not worth it. Trust me on that. You should know it's not worth it in the end for that little 15 seconds of a dopamine rush, serotonin released in the body. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So oolong tea's polyphenols activate an enzyme that breaks down the triglycerides, a type of fat in your body. These triglycerides contribute to the thickening of the artery walls. Okay, so I already said that. Research shows that oolong tea can also lower your cholesterol, which at high levels is another disease for heart. Look here, Bo, if you're still here and you're still with me, there you go. You need some oolong tea in your life, honey. There you go. Get that oolong tea and you get your heart, your artery walls less. Look at all those benefits. There we go. That's where you want to be. So weight management. Research suggests that oolong tea may decrease body fat. Of course it does. It's already talking about your polyphenols up there in your triglycerides. It's going to work already for you once you put it in your body. Research suggests that oolong tea may decrease body fat and boost your metabolism while keeping your arteries in check and your blood flow. Reduce the risk of obesity and aiding in weight loss while also keeping your insulin in check and helping you be less insulin resistant, which is the ultimate goal. Studies show oolong tea stimulates fat burning and increases the number of calories your body burns percent. So your body will burn 3.4 more percentage of fat in getting rid of those fat storage tanks in your body. That's a big deal. That is an absolutely big deal just from drinking the tea. Okay, cognitive support. If all that wasn't enough, a little bit of infomercial, but wait, there's more. So the cognitive support. Oolong tea is high in an amino acid called L-theanine, which, listen up, this is huge. L-theanine, which studies show have cognitive effects. I take L-theanine like separately, individually. Show has cognitive effects like improved brain activity, better sleep quality, and reduced stress and anxiety. Who doesn't want that this day and age? In addition, oolong tea's antioxidants have brain protective properties that may help prevent neurodegenerative diseases in which parts of the nervous system stop working. You heard that? That is from a tea, you guys. Better sleep, reduced stress, reduced anxiety, and because of the antioxidants, the rich, powerful antioxidants in this particular tea, because of the oxidation process, it helps prevent neurodegenerative diseases, which is when parts of your nervous system stop working. And what happens when that happens? When those parts stop working. Now you're talking about Alzheimer's and dementia. Nobody wants to put their kids through that. Scientists or people that they love, you don't have to have kids to not want Alzheimer's or dementia. Scientists continue to study the tea's potential in preventing diseases related to cognitive decline like Alzheimer's and dementia. Okay? If you know anybody that is going through any of these things or could benefit you, this is what this channel is about. It's about sharing the information. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the follow and the donation. I appreciate you. This is what this channel is about. It's about sharing information with you guys so you have the knowledge. Knowledge is power, you guys. You have the knowledge to do with it what you will with your own particular. You have the choice. No doctor is going to tell you what you can or cannot do with your body. If you have these other options that you want to try, tell that to your doctor and say, I want to give this a go. How do we make this work in conjunction to my medication, weaning myself off the medication? How long do we need to work with this holistic approach, et cetera, et cetera. maybe when you go in, your vitals are going with flying colors and they're like, wait a second, you don't need to be on this high dosage of this medication or your heart or your blood pressure or anything. Everything's balanced and in check. That's the information you want. That's what you want. That's the check-in you want to bring to your doctor. So now you can say, okay, great. Let's start weaning off of all of those medications that are tearing up my pancreas, my liver, my spleen, my thyroid, my gallbladder, all the things, my kidneys. That's where we're getting at. We're getting there because that's what we want. We want to live the best life from the inside out without doing any damage that's going to possibly cause you cancer in the long run. Nobody wants that. And here are some great options. Okay. Many of Oolong's tea's health benefits are contributed to its antioxidants like polyphenols, but it also contains other health-boosting vitamins and minerals. Research shows that Oolong tea's fluoride content is comparable to what dentists recommend to prevent cavities. So even absorbing this in your mouth, swishing your tea around in your mouth, can help kill the bacteria inside of your mouth to where you're not getting cavities. How crazy is this tea? Already it's lowering your insulin levels, lowering your blood sugar, helping your arteries and your heart. It's lowering inflammation. How many benefits can this possibly have? I can't even. It may also reduce the risk of tooth loss and oral cancer. Oolong tea is also an excellent source of magnesium, potassium, um, manganese. Oh, magnesium is the first one. Niacin, sodium. Hold on, let me swoop up. Nutrients per serving, blah, blah. Carbohydrates, 0.36. Portion size, because oolong tea, okay, this is important for those people that are caffeine sensitive. Oolong tea contains caffeine. Drinking in high amounts, because I know I'm already going to be getting some messages. If you guys do have messages or you want to reach out to me and you have another question, you can reach out to me at Behind the Layers Podcast at gmail.com and ask me any questions that you want to, or if you have a topic that you want me to cover. But this is one that many patients, clients, and friends and family have been discussing, and I just had the doctor's meeting with the panel and talking about these natural and holistic ways. So I hope you're listening up, taking notes. But yes, you can reach out to me with any questions that you might have about that. But I know I'm already going to get questions like, this is so beneficial. This is so good for you. I need to get my blood sugar down. I need to get my insulin in check. I need to get my, all of these benefits that I've been talking about. I need all of that. How many cups can I drink a day? Like, I want to just get on it. This is not something that you should just be pounding down all day long because of the caffeine. So just as you're looking at the benefits of it, you also have to look at the caffeine effects of it too if you are caffeine sensitive. Meaning maybe you don't want to drink this after a certain time because you might not get great sleep because you drink too much of it. And this is why. So we're on the second one, right? We're talking about the DIY cocktail that's supposed to be doing the same thing for your body as Mounjaro, the Mounjaro weight loss shot, right? So now we talked about chitosan, which is the ingredient that is in like shellfish, which if you are allergic to shellfish, it's not going to be right for you. Oolong is another one of the 4 ingredients that should be mixed together. So the oolong tea, but if you are, I would say 2 cups 3 at the max, but 2 cups because it's looking like it says, hold on, because oolong tea contains caffeine, drinking in high amounts can have an adverse side effect like headaches, irritability, increased heart rate, and insomnia. So the doctors that I was speaking to, they were like, since we're talking about a whole concoction of things, you only need 1 cup tea bag in this concoction that you're going to do per day. So experts recommend not exceeding 400 milligrams of caffeine a day. So some people I know that have been doing this process that have seen major results, and they've been doing it over a study of the last 6 months, seeing how much weight they can lose naturally without taking Mounjaro, without messing with any other weight loss pills. They're just doing this cocktail one time a day in the morning. And then they're creating this scenario weight loss like taking Mounjaro. However, it's all natural. It's good for your body. It's beneficial for your body, and it's not creating some weird side effects like losing your eyesight, getting lumps and cancer in your thyroid, having to remove your gallbladder and parts of your intestines because you're having all of these gut problems with these long-term Mounjaro, Wegovy, Ozempic. So this is something that we're now finally able to get out there, as doctors are able to put stuff out there that is not going to be shut down, because now we're able to have that freedom of speech thing happening. So with that comes its own side effects, like with the caffeine, not having too much. A lot of people, well, I got sidetracked there. A lot of people that have started this and doing that 6-month trial that I was talking about are now alternating with their coffee. So instead of doing, maybe they'll do an extra cup of oolong tea in a day instead of their coffee. So, and then the next day they'll do their coffee, and then they'll do the concoction that we're talking about. So it's kind of counterbalancing. You're never just adding extra caffeine to it. You're going to substitute it if you're a coffee drinker. And it has very powerful caffeine in it anyway. So not as much as coffee, okay? Because 1 cup of oolong tea contains 38 milligrams per serving, as opposed to but guess, I mean, you're doing a little cup of tea rather than maybe like a 16-ounce coffee, where you're having like 150, 200 milligrams in there. So you just have to be aware of what you're doing. Be aware. So this is only 38 milligrams of caffeine, okay? So how to prepare the oolong tea? Like I said, the kettle that I have is an electric kettle, and it has on the top of it, if you are heating the water enough, or you're heating it just hot enough for oolong tea, just hot enough for, I think it was like $20. I'm going to put the link under this video on my YouTube channel. Everything is on my YouTube channel. If you guys want to know what's going on with everything that I'm putting on here, all the information, all the links, and everything is going to be on my YouTube channel. I'm streaming this podcast is from my YouTube channel. I just stream it out to all of my networks. But at Kara Chris TV, I'll put the link to this kettle, and it is perfect because it is not ever going to overcook or overheat your tea leaves, so you don't get the full benefit. Yeah, you might be drinking that green tea and feeling like you're getting great benefits, but you might not be even getting any of the benefits because you burnt the tea leaves too much with your hot boiling water, and now you don't have any of the nutrition. Same thing as it goes for your vegetables that you cook. You don't want to overcook them, because now you're losing all the benefits. Same as what happens in a dark roast coffee. Because the bean is sat there for so long in dark roasting, you've now lost a lot of the caffeine. Light roast has more caffeine. So, same goes for everything that you're doing. You don't want to kill all of the benefits, the health benefits. But this kettle will say oolong tea, green tea, herbal teas. It's got all different settings. French press for your coffee, all those settings. It will heat that water to the perfect temperature for these teas. Okay. So oolong tea is widely available where other teas are sold, and you can often find it on cafe and restaurant menus. Sorry, this text is so tiny. It's available in loose leaf form or prepackaged in tea bags. So, I just have the tea bags because I already know it's already weighted out for me, and my mornings are already so busy. So whatever I can skip a little step, I'm going to do it. So to make it at home, you want to use water that is just shy of boiling, around 190 degrees Fahrenheit or 90 degrees Celsius. This ensures the best flavor profile, but also reduces nutrients lost. Higher water temperature can destabilize and reduce the tea's antioxidants, like its polyphenols, and those are the things you really, really want, those polyphenols. Researchers found that oolong tea has the strongest antioxidant activity when soaked at these temperatures for 3 minutes. That was another thing I was going to talk about. Ask Google or Alexa or whatever, Siri. Ask Siri cancel. Sorry. Ask what is the best time to cook any of the teas that you're on. Like even your French press is a 4 minute. So I always set my timer to make sure you don't overcook. You don't want to make it a toxic drink. You can make it into a toxic drink, and now it's causing harm instead of getting the beautiful benefits. So make sure that's so, so, so important. Okay. Researchers found that the oolong tea has the strongest antioxidant when soaked for 3 minutes. So you're going to put this at the 190 degrees Fahrenheit or the 90 degrees Celsius for all of my Canadians watching, and then do that for 3 minutes. That's it. Take that tea bag out and be done with it. I take it out and wrap it around the spoon and squeeze it, get all the nutrients out. Researchers found that oolong, you can also serve it iced by brewing it with hot water first and then allowing it to cool. If you are more person, some people just don't like drinking hot tea or hot anything, hot tea, hot coffees. So you just wait for that whole process, still do the same process, but just wait for it to cool. And then to make the perfect cup, prepare about 2 tablespoons of loose leaf tea or 1 tea bag. Heat the water just shy of boiling water. I said, yep, 3 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we already got that. All right. So this is so incredible just to even think about that. Okay, so going over to we talked about chitosan, we talked about oolong tea. Okay, the third ingredient in our 4 out of our 4 ingredients for our homemade Mounjaro. Okay, let me come back here. We are going to okay, it's it's Fucoxanthin, but it's spelled, you'll see. I'm going to share my screen. So this is screen share. Here we go. This is the next ingredient in our homemade Mounjaro. And going here, minimize. Here we go. All right. This is called Fucoxanthin. What is Fucoxanthin? You might ask. I'm about to tell you. I hope that if you are watching this, you guys are writing it down or take a screenshot so you can know. When I was talking with the doctors about this and we were having our little Zoom roundtable, these are the things that have been tested and been in trial and error tests to find out what the effects of they are on your body. Sorry, my words are just trying to get stuck in there. Uses. Fucoxanthin is a member of the carotenoid family and is found naturally in some types of seaweed, such as wakame. So I know we've already talked about the shellfish. Seaweed is highly beneficial because of the iron benefits. So now you can see kind of where it's getting at why, the Japanese and the sushi and all of that, how people can eat that type of rice and eat the amounts of rice that they eat without gaining the weight that we do here. And a big part of that is because these other ingredients are doing their job of blocking that from being absorbed and turned into fat by increasing our insulin levels. So this is a big deal. Okay. These are and tried and true, right? It's one of the smallest nations with obesity. They're the size of the people there. And the obesity percentage of the people that are obese in that area are very low, very low. So animal studies by one group of research suggest that fucoxanthin might prevent the growth of fat tissue and reduce abdominal fat. However, no studies have been done to see if this effect is achievable in humans, which is not true. This is on, what is this on Healthline? Hold on, let me see. No, this is peace.health. There are plenty of studies going on for this concoction. It just hasn't been released out there to the public yet because they're trying to get enough information and studies underway to be able to have a tried and true result for you. Okay, so anti-cancer properties of fucoxanthin have also been identified in test tube studies, and anti-inflammatory effects have been shown in test tube and animal research. Whether any of these potential health effects could help humans in a certain blah, blah, blah. Okay, more research is needed. All right, so what does fucoxanthin do? Okay, so see. What is this? Information, blah, blah, blah. Information does not replace the advice of a doctor. Really? That was it? No. Where's the one I was looking at? Laboratory studies suggest fucoxanthin reduces inflammation and oxidative stress and may inhibit dietary fat absorption by inhibiting fat digestive enzymes known as lipases. It also appears to improve lipid metabolism and increase fat burning. So, because of its unstable structure and the alinic bond, fucoxanthin showed high antioxidant levels, more so like what we have discovered with the oolong tea. So it's all about that antioxidant level, which fights off those free radicals, which fights a lot of the things in your body that causes complete havoc and putting that weight on. Wait, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Let's see. Where is it? Moreover, fucoxanthin also shown anti-obesity, anti-diabetes, anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, and hepatoprotective activities, as well as cardiovascular and cerebrovascular protective effects. Sorry, it's a mouthful, especially I haven't said a lot of these words since studying them in school. So, what is the use of fucoxanthin? Fucoxanthin has a strong antioxidant capacity by scavenging singlet molecular oxygen and free radicals. Also, it exerts an anti-inflammatory effect. Studies have demonstrated potential health benefits of fucoxanthin for the prevention of chronic disease such as cancer, obesity, diabetes, mellitus, and liver disease. So, I mean, hello. Those are some big things. Does it help you lose weight? This is what it is. So fucoxanthin is a brown seaweed extracted from carotenoid and has exhibited anti-obesity property in some clinical trials through its ability to overexpress uncoupling protein. So that's the UCP1 in the white adipose tissue, which leads to fat burning. So pretty much what the doctors that we spoke with on the panel have described this as is it goes in, right? Once you introduce it to your body, it goes in and literally searches out fat. It goes to search the fat out and destroy it. That's the main goal of it, fat and inflammation. So those are the two things that it goes after and attacks in full. That's what you want. That's the same type of thing that's happening with the Mounjaro because it's creating these other cells, except this is doing it it's a natural form. This is it. It's a natural. It's an herb, not manufactured in any type of laboratory. Okay, where did it go? Okay. It's a brown seaweed extracted from, I already read all that. What foods contain this brown seaweed? Who eats brown seaweed and where do you get it from? Not many people that I know. So there are companies that give you the dried out version and have turned it into a powder, and they put into like vegetarian biodegradable capsules that are able to be digested naturally, like a gelatin almost capsule into your body, so you're able to swallow it like a pill. But we're making this into a cocktail, so I got the powder form to mix in with the oolong tea and the chitosan. Okay, so we're creating a power force for this cocktail, this concoction, so it can all go in and do the same type of thing as if we were taking the shot, right? So fucoxanthin is available from farmed or wild brown seaweed and can be extracted using several methods such as solvent extraction, SAE, which is solvent assisted extraction, enzyme assisted extraction, ultrasound assisted extraction, which you don't need to really worry about how you're going to extract it if you can buy it. There's so many great options to purchase this online. Of people that are already doing this. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to get on it. You got to find it and get on it. And I'm going to post all the links to these ingredients that assuming YouTube does not take this down. I'm going to put it on my YouTube. I really hope that it's up. If not, I'll go ahead and post the links for these particular things, plus the kettle that heats everything up to a certain degree, to the perfect degree that it needs to be. I'll put all these links on my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X, along with my YouTube, just in case they shut this down. Flag me for giving information out there that they don't want you to have. These were sent to me by doctors, and these are already in trial testing for the last 6 months to a year. And they have been working. This has been great success, especially with the cognitive, the arteries, the blocking of the fat, the insulin levels, the clarity in the mind, the sharpness of the neurology part of it. So let me see what else I lose. Okay. What are the side effects of fucoxanthin? There's no clear evidence that there are any side effects, and that's from the studies also. It's a supplement extracted from algae. Have you ever heard like, oh, if you have a sickness or a soreness, or your body is got some ailments, or some inflammation or wounds, open wounds, could be on the outside or wounds on the inside, and people say go to the ocean will heal you. Well, it's because it has all of the natural properties like this that are get into your bloodstream and help you literally heal. Not to mention, being next to that big body of water like that also has some very mental stabilizing, healing properties to it as well. So let me see. Animal studies show that has no adverse side effects. In human studies, overweight adults taking fucoxanthin for 4 weeks had no abnormal vital side effects. Fucoxanthin is not toxic to normal cells. Fucoxanthin is selectively absorbed in the intestines, so it doesn't accumulate in human tissue. So it's naturally absorbed. The Food and Drug Administration has approved fucoxanthin as a dietary ingredient. Fucoxanthin is unstable and can break down when heated, exposed to air, or illuminated. Not sure what it means by illuminated. Fucoxanthin may help treat non-alcoholic fatty liver disease by reducing oxidative stress, inflammation, and lipid droplets. You know, that visceral fat that I'm constantly talking about that can be stored. You could be going through perimenopause or menopause, and all of a sudden you're getting this like belly fat. This will help that. This will tackle that. Or B, you're a drinker, and you're going through perimenopause or menopause, and you're having you're doubling down on the issue of the visceral fat around your organs. It's the worst type of fat to have, is around the fat around your organs. And that is the hardest to lose if you're not doing anything appropriate to lose it, as in working out, going on walks, eating better, that kind of thing. And now, or drinking the oolong tea or the fucoxanthin. So there's many ways that you can tackle it, but doing nothing about it is going to keep that spare tube, that tire around the belly, going to keep it there and not going to go anywhere. So especially with that visceral fat, is very hard to tackle. So something like this, the fucoxanthin, is really good for that. It's also able to treat gastric cancer by inducing cell cycle arrest and apoptosis. Let's see what that is. The STAT3 protein is an important nuclear transcription factor that activates genes coding for inflammatory factors in tumor stimulation. Wow. This is in the National Institute of Health.gov. Before we go there, let me finish right here. Okay, so seaweed supplements can cause skin reactions, goiter, and sometimes intestinal issues if you're taking too much of it. More research is needed to determine the safety of fucoxanthin and human consumption, human benefits of blah, blah, blah. How long does it take for fucoxanthin to work? In terms of how long it takes to work, the answer will vary depending on a number of factors, including the individual's unique metabolism, the amount of fucoxanthin they are taking. In general, however, it is typically recommended to give fucoxanthin at least a few weeks to start showing results. That's what I was going to tell you too. Let me see. What's the market price of fucoxanthin? The recent market price for 1 kilogram, okay, is 40,000 US dollars. Well, not going to be buying a kilogram, but I do have my link for the one I got, and it was like $30. So current advances in recovery by I don't know how much fucoxanthin should I take? So 2.4 milligrams, 3 milligrams, or 275 milligrams at most. This concoction I'm doing is 3 milligrams. So I'm doing 3 milligrams of this, 2 milligrams of chitosan, and then 1 tea bag of the oolong tea. For example, a study used 2.5 per day for 16 weeks. And another study used 3 capsules twice daily, each containing 275 milligrams and 275 milligrams of HSFX. A study used 300 milligrams of brown seaweed extract containing 2.4 milligrams of fucoxanthin for 16 days. Okay, and let's see what happened in 16 days. Combination of 300 milligrams. So what I'm doing is the 3 milligrams of fucoxanthin. That's what the concoction I'm creating is going to have. And yep. Okay, so 3 milligrams. What are the precautions? If you're pregnant, nursing, taking any medications, or have any medical conditions, consult your doctor. So it is already approved for dietary needs. It's very beneficial for you. It's been shown no side effects thus far. It's all natural. It is brown seaweed. It's seaweed from the ocean. So you've got the chitosan, the oolong tea, the fucoxanthin, and now our final is the acetic acid. And that is also what you find in your apple cider vinegar, you guys. You guessed it. Apple cider vinegar. Correct. Thank you, April. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow and the donation. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate you. Acidic. So there you go. you like that. My hashtag is still up there for support mom's side hustle. So this is hey, it's been getting great traffic for that. Acetic acid. Oh, let me go back. There we go. Acetic acids, eardrop that can be used to treat outer ear infection, swimmer's ear, blah, blah, blah. No. What is acetic acid? Ear network mechanism. Acid kills bacteria, cell membranes. Again, maybe I typed this in wrong. No, this is not it. Just kidding. Let me go back here. And let's put the right thing in. I guess this is what, that's not what it is though. It is pH and acetic acid. That's it. Properties of an acetic acid. Flashpoint. Blah, blah, blah. Are you on the same page as me? Yeah, this is it. Okay. So it's in the same. Let me just play this. Let me see if you can see this. Can you see this on your screen? There we go. Here we go. And video.
Vinegar is a household essential, often used for cooking, and it even helps unclog sinks. What chemical substance makes vinegar smell the way it does? Vinegar is actually a solution that is made of 4 to 8% of acetic acid that is dissolved in water and other substances that give vinegar its flavor, depending on its type. Acetic acid, also known as ethanoic acid and methane carboxylic acid, is a colorless liquid that has a strong and distinct pungent and sour smell. Its chemical formula is C2H4O2. It has 2 carbon atoms, 4 hydrogen atoms, and 2 oxygen atoms. Because it has a carbon in its chemical formula, It is an organic compound. Its chemical formula can be written multiple ways, as shown here. Now that we know the chemical formula of acetic acid, let's talk about its chemical structure. Its chemical structure is shown in the following illustration. Here we can see two ways to draw its chemical structure. On the left, 1, all the carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms and how they are bonded to each other are shown. On the right, 2, instead of writing the carbon atom, it is represented by an edge or bend in the line, and the hydrogen atoms attached to the first carbon on the left are not shown. The chemical structure of carboxylic acid shows that the first carbon on the left has single bonds with 3 hydrogen atoms. The second carbon, on the other hand, has a double bond with the oxygen atom and is singly bonded with the first carbon and the negative OH group. Let's take a closer
This is
look at the
getting real
chemical
nerdy,
structure
but
of acid.
I like
Acetic acid is classified as a carboxylic acid. A carboxylic acid, shown as RCOOH, is a group of organic compounds that contain a carboxyl group. Here, the R group in the carboxylic acid structure may contain one or more carbon and or hydrogen atoms. A carboxyl group is the negative COOH group boxed in red. Because acetic acid contains a carboxyl group as well, it is classified as a carboxylic acid. In fact, acetic acid is also known as the second.
Is that for real? Okay. Register to view this? Oh my gosh. We did not just waste that time, you guys. We so did. Definitely not registering. I have enough going on in my email. So, okay. That was like the nerdy version of it. But I like the breakdown of the cells and the molecules that are going on in your body because it helps give me a better idea of what the construction of the molecule and how it's changing or what's in it and how it changes and affects your body. And sometimes it's more understandable when you're having a diagram, but that just went like full nerd right there. So let me see this.
After a deadly leak at the LyondellBasell facility in LaPorte, you're going to be hearing a lot about acetic.
Okay, I'm going to share this. Oh, I am sharing this already. Oh, there's my face. Let me put her face. Okay, here you go. Hopefully there's no having to see the rest of this and having to put my information.
Acid, the chemical that killed 2 workers and sent 6 more workers to the hospital with burns. I'm Brandy Smith, breaking down what we know about acetic acid. I went straight to the National Library of Medicine for this one. It describes acetic acid as a clear, flammable liquid and vapor that's incredibly corrosive.
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I put it in. Hold on. Wrong. Put it in apple cider. I brought up a liquid that is supposed to be in vinegar. There it is. A liquid that is like in a laboratory. I'm sorry. Whoopsie. Okay, that was my error of spelling that absolutely wrong. This is carbonated and trace minerals and minerals that no, it didn't. Okay, I'm sharing this with you. Lord mercy. See, welcome to the live show. Here is the screen share, and here it is. I'm going to share that so you can read it along with me. Okay, so nutrition. Apple cider vinegar is 94% water and 5% acetic acid with 1% carbohydrates for no fat or protein. So this, remember, for those of you who are just joining, hi, welcome to the stream. This is our all-natural version of at-home made Mounjaro, which is the fat loss shot. And we've already talked about the other 3 ingredients, which is chitosan, Oolong, and Fucoxanthin. And now it's the apple cider vinegar that contains the acetic acid, very small amount of acetic acid, carbohydrates, and trace amounts of minerals and vitamins. So it's got the probiotics, the polyphenols, and the pectin in it, which are the things that you also need to help curb their appetite, keep that weight off, keep your insulin in check, the inflammation in check, getting all of those same benefits that you're getting from the Mounjaro without the side effects of very harmful side effects of losing your vision, getting the rare form of thyroid cancer, having to remove your gallbladder or parts of your intestines. It's all natural. So the main component of vinegar that gives it a sour taste may help kill harmful bacteria, help with your blood sugar controlling, suppressing enzymes that break down carbs into sugars. So it suppresses those, enhances glucose uptake from the bloodstream, delaying gastric emptying, which is all the things that happen with the trizepatide or the semaglutides. So probiotics may boost healthy bacteria in the microbiome in your gut, breaking down everything. Polyphenols, which are huge, we really want those. An antioxidant that may reduce cellular damage. So when you're taking this along with the oolong tea and the fucoxanthin, those are the things that are going to help you with that cell regeneration. Your skin's going to get better. Your hair is going to grow thicker. Your nails are going to get better. Your gut, your biodome inside is going to be better. Your inflammation is going to be better. Your arteries in your heart disease is going to get better. Your blood pressure is going to get better. Your insulin is going to get less resistant. You're going to bring your insulin down. Your blood sugars are going to get better. I mean, the list goes on because these are all natural, beautiful ingredients that your body really loves and will respond to. Also, the neuroscience behind it, which is the cognitive support. You're getting sharper, you're getting clearer, you're getting more level-headed, you're getting more balanced. And who doesn't want all that? You're getting more sleep. So the concoction that I have talked about with the doctors that we have been going through the studies are in the chitosan, the oolong. So the chitosan is going to be 1.3 milligrams, right? I'm sorry, 1 gram. My bad. 1 gram. You're doing the 1 tea bag of the oolong mixed in with the 3 milligrams of the fucoxanthin, and then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar. And that is your drink that you're going to have each day to help keep all of those symptoms that I just talked about in check. So for people that are trying to get off of, oh, you have to tell me about that. Sorry, I just got sidetracked from looking at Bo's comment. To keep people that have been on Ozempic or Wegovy or Mounjaro, and they're trying to wean themselves off of it. Now you've reached your weight and you're trying to get off of that, and now you're worried. Oh my gosh, am I going to be able to maintain this? Am I going to go right back to where I was? My doctor says I need to stay on this forever. No, you don't. You don't. This is a way you can do it. This is a way you can wean yourself off of it. If you're trying to go down from now doing 1 shot a week to 1 shot every other week, until eventually you're just doing the 1 shot every 3 weeks, every month, and then no shots. So when you're starting to introduce this concoction, and I'm going to put this on my website, on my YouTube channel at Kara Chris TV, Facebook at Kara Chris TV, Instagram at Kara Chris TV, X, and TikTok, all at Kara Chris TV. Go there and you're going to see all the information up there, the concoction. You can make it at home. Let me know how it goes for you. Make sure you talk to your doctor if you do have a very complicated medical history. Make sure you talk to them about all of the things, because it does matter if you are allergic to shellfish. You don't want to put the chitosan in there. And I'm going to put what is not to go in there if you have certain things, like if you're on a blood thinner or you're taking a cyclovir because you have like cold sore breakouts, or you're using it to clear out infections in your body. You don't want to take that. If you're taking a blood thinner, one particular blood thinner is the only one that has been listed from the doctors to have a side effect from the chitosan. But the oolong tea, the fucoxanthin, and the apple cider vinegar, you're good to go. It's the chitosan is the one that's the shellfish that you would really have to kind of keep your eye on with medications that you're taking, or if you are allergic to shellfish. So the benefit of Let's see. Pectin may present in apple cider vinegar. Vitamins may include B1, B2, B6, biotin, folic acid, niacin, pantothenic acid, and vitamin C. These are all that are located inside of the very nutritious apple cider vinegar. You guys know I'm all about that. Like, that is like centuries, you guys, with this apple cider vinegar. Not just a couple years or a decade or even a few hundred years, centuries with this apple cider vinegar. Minerals may include sodium, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, iron, and magnesium. This is like a superfood. I know you guys have like seen it out there, heard about apple cider vinegar, the beautiful benefits of it. I'm a huge advocate of apple cider vinegar, but that is just one ingredient of these 4 beautiful ingredients that will help you keep on track even better than you were before, keeping your appetite in check, also combined with their intermittent fasting and our fasting schedule. I'm telling you right now, this is your one-stop shop to how to keep that weight off, living your best life, living in your best life that you possibly can without breaking the bank, with little time investment, and literally like a whole new you. You're going to look better. You're going to feel better. Your aches and pains are going to be gone. Your inflammation is going to be in check. Your insulin is going to be in check. You're going to stop all your cravings. It's endless. It's endless. And for something that's all natural and healthy to your body and not going to leave you with the blindness and the thyroid issues, gallbladder issues, intestinal issues, to me, it's a no-brainer. And I know that a lot of people have reached out to me. If you do want to reach out to me, you have any questions, you can reach me at behindthelayerspodcast@gmail.com. All spelled out, behindthelayerspodcast@gmail.com. Or if you want to obtain my services to help you, I have a very small fee. And you can go to my website, karachristiansen.com. I will guide you all the way through to the end and getting you off, or at least decreasing those medications like I've done other patients. To follow any of my channels, to get any of my knowledge, is free to do. If you want to do my workouts and do the classes and stuff with me, you can go to my Facebook channel. That's only $9.99 a month. And we do classes and I help guide you to getting back on track with your exercises, whether it's chair exercises or you're doing, excuse me, resistant band exercises, at home workouts, or at the gym. I will walk you through it. We do classes and for all levels, ages, and stages. So that's only on Facebook. And then, like I said, my website is Kara Christensen. My last name is spelled Christ, ENSEN.com. And you can go on there and see what services I offer. But I promise, like I said earlier in this podcast, 98.9% of everyone that I have ever worked with has stuck to this program, kept the weight off, and still living their best life, and so grateful for doing so and taking the plunge. So I've never had a bad result. There's very, very tiny, teensy percentage of people that have just kind of fallen back off the wagon and didn't get back on. But they still reach out to me and saying, thank you for showing me the way, because when they're ready to get back on, they will. A couple of them have gone to doing the shots, and now they're like reaching out saying, okay, I need to get off this pronto because now I'm worried. So this is the way to do it. Thank you so much, Barbara. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow and the donation. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. People are really loving the hashtag mom side hustle. I do appreciate you guys showing so much love for that. Behind the Layers, yes, Tom. Behind the Layers the podcast is about uncovering all the layers, the truths, the facts, the myths, the do's, the don'ts, the good, the bad, and the ugly of the health, wellness, fitness, and beauty industry. So that's what we do here. I deep dive. I talk to my doctors that I have on my panel. We research these things together. I put the information out there for you guys to see and research on your own. I'm very transparent with everything that I do, and I'm all about bringing you the best possible information so you can have the knowledge you need to live the best life from the inside out. Literally, that's what this channel is for. So I feel like knowledge is power, and the more you know, the more you can decide what's right for you. And a lot of people have been reaching out to me regarding this subject about, my doctor said I need to be on this forever. Is this the case? So that stirred up this topic for today's podcast. So I hope that you guys have learned something. If you haven't watched it from the beginning, please do go back and watch it. It is going to be posted up live. Posted up on the places that you're watching it live right now. So you can go back and watch it from the jump. And if you know anybody that is suffering from these things, or maybe they're on the shot and they're ready to get off the shot and they don't know what to do, they don't know where to go, how to navigate from there, please do send them my information. They can reach out to me at behindthelayerspodcast@gmail.com. And they can also go to my website and fill out a form there for free for me to reach back out to them on working with them on a more intimate level. KaraChristiansen.com is the website. And you can check out my all organic skincare products that I just came out with this year called Timeless Rejuvenation. And everything is organic and pure and good for your skin and not harmful, or it's even good for babies. It's good for toddlers. It's good for any skin types. It will absolutely benefit you. And yes, so you guys can reach out to me there for any of the extra needs. I've already gone so far over on this podcast, but there was so much information to cover, and a lot of you have chimed in. So I wanted to get to everybody and kind of tap in on what your questions were right here on live stream in real time. But I do appreciate you guys. Remember, sharing is caring. If you have a loved one that needs some motivation, you can send them to any one of my pages, or you can send them to my website if they want a more one-on-one experience with me, and we can get them started and get them off that junk and still flourishing better than ever, because now all of those things that have been panicking in panic mode inside of your body, we are going to get them back in check, and we're going to make them better than ever. We're going to make them better than ever and stronger than ever. Make your body great again. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make your body great again. Oh my gosh, I need a t-shirt that says that. That's hilarious. Yes. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast today. I will be here tomorrow. I will not be here on Thursday, but I'll be here tomorrow and Friday. So please do like and subscribe so you can get that notification bell when I go live. And I hope to see you guys here tomorrow. My kids are home from school, so now I got to go wear my other hat and get some homework done and run those kiddos around. So I appreciate you guys for being here, and I really do hope to see you here tomorrow. And please reach out to me if you have any questions. And I appreciate being here. I'm sorry, one last thing. One last comment I'll read from Bo. A few years ago, my mom sent me organic Smooth Move tea. I haven't tried it yet. She sent me 3 boxes of it. I actually am a huge advocate of that tea. I really like that tea. If you're having some issues with going to the restroom, I think it's a very gentle tea. It can make you gassy, so I wouldn't suggest doing that on a date or around anybody that you don't want, to be gassy around. But it's a great tea. I think once you go back, and if you guys didn't see this episode, it is chock full of great information about all of these weight loss shots and all of the side effects and how to re-navigate your body past the weight loss shot world. So I'm really excited to have had you here. For all of you that are new, I hope to see you tomorrow, and I hope that you can join in on the conversation, which has to happen on YouTube or Facebook. Otherwise, I can't, I don't see your text feed. So you have to be up on YouTube, have this pulled up on my YouTube channel at Kara Chris TV. All of the platforms is at Kara Chris TV. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow with another great podcast of Behind the Layers. Until then, I'll see you then. Bye.